just turning into the Long Point driveway here. Hi, everybody. Kurt Quinnell back on Lake of the Woods. Remember me? I used to talk to you a couple of times a week. And for the last, well, I mean, I had stuff out last week, but it seems like a lot longer than that. The video slowed down because things don't change here from day to day. One of the things that I try to do with these videos is give you the latest skinny. Well, that skinny didn't change for a long time. Fishing stayed the same for a long time. It wasn't great, but it was still fishing, and it was fine. There were people catching fish. A typical day is a morning, you know, for me. So I'd go out and I would catch, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 20 fish in the morning, and have a couple of keepers. That was what it is. That's kind of what it is right now, but that's about to change. But things are changing. I'm going to get out and get the holes opened up and get fishing here in a little bit, and we're going to do a video no matter what happens this morning, because there is some things to let you know about. So let me get set up here. Let me show you just one thing. I hope that this isn't too bright to do. Here's just my GPS. We're going to go out one more here. Okay. These are the lines where I've been. I've been way out into the lake and all around here at Long Point in the last 2 weeks. Okay? Looking to find something different, anything different, and there just wasn't much to do. In fact, I even was chasing bites for a while. Buddies would call me and say, "Oh yeah, we're catching over here," so I'd go over there. Everything was the same every day, but things are changing. Stick with me for just a little bit here, and hopefully we'll get some fish for you this morning, but for sure I've got information to share. All right, stick around.
A great part of the great outdoors, North Country Outdoors Radio, the straight fishing story and great outdoors glory.
Tell you kind of where I am now. I hope you're not getting too much wind noise here, but you can see this is a big breaker. That's the big breaker. It's been here all winter, and it comes along the shore here from the east and then heads straight out north across the lake, and that's been here and been a problem for the people fishing this area all the way. Now I've even come to, you know, the old saying, fish by a breaker, because it's really good there. Well, I'm even giving that a try now too. So I'm here. I'm going to get the holes punched and we'll be back. But this is where I'm sitting right now. Okay. It's 7:45, so it gets light plenty early now. Look at the first line going down. Yesterday, first line going down, I didn't get the second line down, and I had a 16-incher. Now I thought, oh, this is going to be great. Well, they weren't all 16-inchers after that, but I know that, especially if I'm going to try to get these things on video. There we go. First line is down. And just so I don't get too caught here. Yeah, it's not going at all. There we go. So, there's my first line down. Okay. So it works. Here comes a fish along the bottom. See him coming in from the right there? You dead. I think it's a dead minnow. Let's get this one going. Come on, buddy. Go on up. Many hundreds. This minnow's no good. Many hundreds of fish come through here every day, and then they just don't look. They don't look at anything. You move your bait, they swim off. A great percentage of the fish do that, but there's plenty of fish that come through. And so some will bite. It's like none will bite, but some will bite. And I guess that's what you're after. So it didn't take long. I had about a minute and a half down there, and the first fish came through. And here comes my second line down. Get that in there, and we'll give this. I'm going to get a sip of coffee, and then I'll be back, and I'll give you the report. All right? There's some good new information here for you. All right, here we go. The Lake of the Woods fishing report. As we get into still in the early part of March here, but we've gotten over the hump. All winter long, the roads expand, the houses go out, get further and further out into the lake. Well, starting on Sunday, and this is Wednesday now, starting on Sunday, that expansion quit. They're not going out into the lake any further. In fact, the guys that were out the furthest, they're bringing their houses back in now. It's the other side of the coin. Now, this is why I haven't had anything new, because every week I can give you the ice thickness report. I can tell you that the houses are moving out, and that's about it. All right, now it's going the other way. I'm set up in a spot here now where we finished up last year. I saw a breaker. There was a breaker here last year. It seems like there always is breakers in about the same area, but this one is a little further east and maybe out a little bit further than last year. But the expansion has quit. Houses are coming back. They're starting to get out. If you had, well, I don't know, but 100, is that too big of a number? If you had 100 fish houses out there, 24 miles, that's not something you can take care of in a couple of days. The ice is fine. The ice is thick. The roads are wonderful. Everything's good for coming up fishing, but you hear about, a breaker opening up here, a breaker going to open up there, but there's only like one in every area. And the breakers aren't anything new where they are. Like I said, they're pretty much in close to the same places every year. It's a great time to come up fishing. But if there's not, if the resorts haven't got all their houses booked, they're going to start thinking about bringing them home to the barn. And we'll touch on fishing here in a little bit, but there's some news right there. The end of the season isn't here by a long stretch on Lake of the Woods, but you can see it from here. So people, the guys running the roads, guys running the houses, they're all starting to make those adjustments. All right, it's like 5 minutes to 8. So I've been in your lines in the water 8 or 9 minutes. I saw the one fish. But as long as we've got the time now, let's talk about some of the other things. I say on most of these videos, if you're patient, the fish bite sometime every day. There's going to be a run of some kind, wherever it is. But I love it best when that bite is from 9 to 11, and I guess who wouldn't? But I get out here and I'm fishing by 7:45 to 8, and maybe you don't expect much till 9. Well, if your lines are in the water, something could happen. I had a nice big fish swim through 10 feet down from the surface yesterday morning at about 8:30. So I mean, it's not that it can't happen. But 3 weeks ago, suddenly that bite window, was from 11:30 to 1, and then it went from 1 to 3. And man, I'm home taking a nap by 1. So I was missing out on those peak times, and it really hasn't come back to early yet. Not that it won't. I fished all over out here at Long Point The great guys here at Long Point Resort have a road plowed out to Lem's Reef, which is 3 miles out. That's been there for probably 10 days now. And I was out there for a week. That's where I caught those crappies. That's why I was so excited about that. And I can tell you that now because everyone, I think, is out of there. Not that you still can't get there, not that it maybe isn't worth the trip out. So if you're coming this weekend, think about that. But if I'd have said, here's a live report from Lem's Reef, we're crushing them out here, well, the other guys fishing out there would have come over and murdered me. So now that we're past, it's been a great year for these road guys because it's really nice for plowing roads out here. The wind blew too hard for a while, but there wasn't much snow. The roads are easy to make, easy to maintain. Well, easier to make. I'm not saying anything what these guys do is easy, but it's a lot more conducive to good roads and lots of them this year. So that's been a good thing too. But I fished out at Lems, I fished over at Twin Islands, and I fished in all my hot spots around Long Point. And wherever I went, fishing was about the same. Now, I'd be right next to some guys that caught nothing. And on the other side of me, there'd be guys pulling in bucket loads. That's kind of the way fishing goes. You get, especially in late February and into March, you need to be lucky enough to stop right on top of fish. Now, here's more things I'm going to tell you that aren't science as far as I know. But the fish don't seem like they move around. Look at this. Speaking of fish, there's one sneaking away on us. The fish don't move around. If you get set up on some fish there, you're going to catch them for a while. And if you set up and you don't have a lot of fish, your odds in February and early March are less and less that the fish are going to move in. Not that they can't, but I would bet money on it most of the year. And it just is the slowest time. But a lot of people have, this is when they can come fishing. March, late February, and this is when the season closes in the rest of the state, and they're still fishing up here on Lake of the Woods. People want to come up and fish. Well, there's still fish to catch. It's not like you don't catch any. All right? It's not as good as it is in January. It's not as good as it is in the late part of December, and it's not as good as it's going to be in late March. But it's still fishing, and it's still worth it most of the time, especially if you go through your outfitters, like at Long Point. These guys moving their houses around all the time. I'm set up here along this breaker, and there is a new line of Long Point rental houses spread out for about a half a mile along this same contour line. So I probably learned this late season technique from them. Oh, bait's still good. Here's what we're using. My pink jig. I gotta tell you, these tungsten jigs haven't been doing it all for me, but nothing has, all right? And blinking light, like always. Let me show you the other bait as long as we're here, because this is a little something different. The guy that makes the Dirty Bomb makes these jigging spoons too, all right? They've got a blinking light that is powered by a battery. A battery with no mercury in it, so it's a real battery. And below that, just a treble hook. 4 or 5 inches below that, the treble. Look at this guy coming in now. This looks like it could be a nicer fish. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come up. He's coming. Oh. Got him. Got him. This is nice. Oh my gosh. 8:23. So, well, heck, I haven't been here very long. But rare, just one fish comes through. Nice fish. Come on, man. This is not two. This is going to be like a nice keeper. Come on. The ice is 100 feet deep. Get in the hole, buddy. Come on. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Trapped. Here we go, buddy. Look at this fish. Look at this one. Well, I'm not thinking this might be a little big. This is a morning saver for me right here. And that fish just came rolling in. And I'd say the last 2 days, there's been more of this. They are more aggressive. And this is a 20.5-inch fish. Nice. Nice. This one, huh? Off they go. That's really been my day. That would have been a 19-incher, which there's been several. Wow. Okay, well, patience is a key. These fish come through. If your lines are down, you're paying attention, good things can happen. What happened with that last fish has just started happening in the last couple of days. I may have mentioned this while I was all wild trying to catch that one. But the fish were very lethargic for 3 weeks. Still catch them. It was harder, but now I had all 3 that I got yesterday morning did that. Came in from the side, came right over, up, and pow. And the other day, we were fishing over on the other side of the lake out of a River Bend rental house. Just went over there to mix things up, see if anything was different over there. And it was the same. Fish came and looked, fish came and looked, fish came and looked. But there were a couple of them that would just come shooting in from the side, come right up, zero right up on your bait, and pop it good. Some of those are tulipies, by the way. We caught a lot of tulipies over there. But the nicer walleyes came in that way. Now, I would say later this week, for this weekend, next week, they're exponentially going to get more and more like that. As it warms up, the water warms up a little bit, fish start moving around again, and they get aggressive. And it couldn't happen soon enough for me, but thank goodness it's happening a little bit even right now. But here is the next 10 days weather forecast. We had high almost 50 the other day, so we've had some really warm weather. There's not snow left. I showed you around what's out here. You can get around so easy, but it's not going to get real warm. Today's high 28. For Thursday the 26th, Friday the 30th, Friday the 7th of March will be 30 degrees. Then a little bit warmer on Saturday, 38 degrees. 45 on Sunday with sun. All right, you say, ooh. But then, and 44 on Monday, but then Tuesday, 31, Wednesday, 29, Thursday, 38, 35, so some nicer weather coming, but not so nice that it's going to get rid of, heck, 33, 34 inches of ice very quickly. So that's good news, too. This late ice, and I tell you, I didn't used to do a lot of this. By the time the end of February came along, well, first of all, I'd have fished quite a bit. And second of all, the ice gets so thick that, I mean, that's a thing to deal with, you know. Drilling a bunch of holes in 36, 37, 38 inches of ice, it's tough. Thank goodness for good augers, you know, and like that you can do it. But that's kind of why I quit. But last year, as it warmed up, it was just like this. There was still plenty of ice, but no snow on it, so you could get around all you wanted. And the further into March you got, and into April even, the fishing just got better. So quitting early, if that's what you decide to do, fine, but you sure are missing out on what could be one of the solid, nice, best aggressive bites of the whole winter. And look at him, just getting a fish coming across there. He sees me. Look at, he's coming. He's zeroed in. Come on up, pal. You can do it. Bite, bite, bite. Come on, don't go away. He bit. He's there. He's there. I got him. I got him. Another nice fish. No. No. Come on. Oh. Wow. All right, the sun has been out 5 minutes. That was right below the surface again when he got off. Well, all right. Those fish bite so violently, a lot of times they're not hooked exactly right, but that hurt. I've got one other fish this morning, but that one wasn't up high. That was it? Look, sure, no, I forgot. Oh, man. When those fish come through, get up in front of them. Oh. And as the spring gets closer and it warms up, you get more and more of those suspended fish. But it's been pretty decent this winter. And it's weird that fish disappeared. Because many times, if they get off on the way up, they'll hang around, look and see what's going on. They'll come in all right. They'll bite again. But not this time. Well, it's 11:15, so that's 3.5 hours that I've been out here. And since the sun came out half an hour ago, the smaller fish have moved in. I've been catching a few of those and losing some minnows. So, I mean, that started happening when the sun came out. When I go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna see that one that got off, get off many times, I'm sure. But they do it. And I would say, heck, a half probably easy of those fish that bite up that high either bite you off or just get off because the hit is so violent, don't really have any control of it. But that was a nice fish. So, all right, in 3.5 hours, I had 2 really nice fish. Today I didn't get the 15 little ones or the couple of keepers that you usually get. But, man, I've been out here over 50 days ice fishing, and heck, some days are like this. Like I said, I'm grateful for those 2 nice ones that came along. And since I caught that one fish that we have on camera that's good, I'm going to lose my title of Crappie King, I'm sure, and they'll call me Old One Fish. So from Lake of the Woods, I'm Old One Fish, saying we'll see you out here soon somewhere. Don't give up. Great ice fishing's coming. Late March, early April on the big lake, all right? I'll just say we'll see you out here. And remember, please, keep it clean.